What up, OGs, and welcome back to another episode of the OG Sessions podcast, episode 153 going down right now. And of course, I'm here with my brother Hayden Fenwick.
How you doing?
Not too bad, man. How about you?
I'm great.
So, long week for the boys. We've been hustling this entire week, doing a ton of new things for the pod that we are not going to be leaking to y'all just yet. But one thing that I did want to bring back, at least for this episode specifically, we'll decide if we want to keep doing them as the episodes go on. But I want to bring back win of the week.
Let's do it.
What do you think? All right, so ladies and gentlemen, episode 153 win of the week. Can't say I miss that air horn very much.
All right.
But no, do you have a win of the week this week? Do you want to start us off?
Yeah. Okay. My win of the week, or win of the lifetime, I guess, is having a sister.
Ooh.
I love that dude that does the Metro Card interviews, and he's like, "What's your hot take?" And I saw this I forgot who it was, but they were talking about just the impact of having a sister is. And that's I know so you and I have, that's one of our common grounds is that you have little sisters and I have a little sister. And just you may not feel the same because my sister's dope and your sisters are dope actually too. Let me take that back. But,
no, do your thing.
I don't know if it's age gap or just being told that you ain't shit from your sister is one of the most humbling things ever. Shout out to my sister. Shout out to your sisters.
And you've got a really cool sister, too. So that's one thing is, if your sister says that we ain't shit, I really believe her. Oh, yeah. Because your sister's kind of, tapped in with, the culture and shit. You know what I mean? It is a subtle flex, too, whenever your sister gives us a compliment. If she says something oh, the new studio looks dope. I'm like, damn, you think so?
Right? I mean, the fact that she calls me Unc, I'm like, all right, she's kind of keeping me
to
the...
That's funny.
I don't even know what to call it. She would be, what, Gen Z, and I would be a millennial? Were you millennials?
I don't even know how all that works. I think we are millennials, but I know that our sisters are definitely Gen Z.
Yeah.
And my sisters, so there is a bit of a different age gap. I've got my blood sister. She's we're, I think 2.5 years apart. And for us, we're fairly similar. So it's for to get an opinion from her, it's going to be probably the same as me. So exactly. It's a little bit different. But then my other sisters are identical twins, are 7 years younger than me. So it's very interesting, watching them kind of have their own takes on shit. And they will definitely do that a lot where if I say something stupid on a podcast, they'll let me know immediately. Yeah. But also shout out to my sisters, they'll give me flowers too if we do something dope. There's certain guests where majority of the time they don't even know who it is or they don't recognize the name or anything. But every once in a while they'll shoot me a text and be like, hey, that was a good one. That was a good one, That's a good win of the week. I never thought about that. Because it's different than having a brother, right? Yeah. With a brother you can kind of be a little bit more hard on them and I mean, I don't have a brother, so I really have nowhere to speak on this. But with sisters, it does kind of give you a different perspective in a way. You know what I mean? So
you kind of have to tread lightly too. She will call me out for my BS. We're 6 years apart, which is funny that y'all are 7. I find that 6 years.
Y'all are 6 years apart.
Yeah.
You and Bella.
Yep.
Really?
I find that 6 years of age gap, and I've asked a bunch of moms and a bunch of other. People with siblings and stuff that around the 5 to 6 year mark is when I feel that's the most strong relation or bond, I guess, with siblings.
Yeah.
Because you're not too close in age where you're you hate each other.
Yeah.
And then you're not too far where you have no similarities.
True.
But it's kind of crazy because my sister's my roommate. And who else out there has a sibling as a roommate? That
says a lot about your sister, though, because I could never live with my sisters, bro. You know what I mean? Your sister's obviously cool enough to where and obviously shout out Bella, she's one of the coolest, dude. I'd let her be my fucking roommate, bro. Right? She's so sick. I didn't know y'all were 6 years apart. That's crazy. And I like that you said that because it is true. With me and my blood sister, we're so close in age where we grew up together, we were always button heads. We spent our whole childhood button heads with each other. You know what I mean? And if I wanted to start doing something, she'd immediately want to start doing it, or she'd get something dope and I'd be jealous. You know what I mean? And it's different than my sisters that are 7 years apart because with them, it's we didn't grow up around the same time. You know what I mean? I'm kind of, when I became a teenager, they're still kids, you know what I mean? Then when I started drinking, they're they haven't even started driving yet, or they did maybe just start driving or whatever the case may be. But it is interesting because you kind of develop a friendship later on in life when you have the bigger age gap, But no, that's a good one. That's a good way to start off this week's episode, bro.
Shout out Bella.
Shout out to Bella.
Shout out to Bellas and Grace.
Oh my God, I didn't even think of it. Yeah, our sisters have the same name. Shout out Bellas. Shout out Grace. Shout out Anna. Shout out to all the sisters out there, okay? And if you're a sister that is watching this, support your brother.
Please do. Amen.
Even whether your brother's older or your brother's younger, like life is so much different for a guy than it is for a girl. There's like so many, no, I'm not gonna say more, but like different responsibilities and different kind of like, you know, bumps in the road that you come across as a brother versus a sister. So there's no bond like a sibling bond. Nope. And sometimes it takes a little bit like longer, like literally, bro, not even gonna lie, me and my blood sister that's like a couple years younger than me, like we just started clicking. You know what I mean? Like
it takes a while.
It does take a while. And not in a bad way. Like I've always, obviously, like we've always, you know, been close and had a good relationship. But as far as like that friendship aspect and like us being able to like, you know, go hop in the car, go grab some food together, whatever, like that's like fairly new. And I'm grateful to like be at that point now.
Yeah.
Because I always remember, dude, like when I was a kid, I was like, God, I cannot wait to move out just so I'm away from you.
Oh, yeah.
You know? And it's
I was even, she'll hate me for saying this, but my sister had like a speech problem when she was younger. So I had I had an extra year of antagonizing.
Yeah.
And so now I'm like, okay, I guess I'm paying for it. Like,
no, for sure.
But
now,
I love her to death.
Calling you Unk is so funny. It's funny because my half sisters that are 7 years younger, like we never lived in the same household growing up. So that was another aspect that was like a little bit different. It was like I'd see them on the weekends here and there, but like I'm not living with them every single day. So I think that helped with us kind of avoiding the like I hate you stage and like button heads. Like me and the twins, I don't think we've, God, I mean, to be honest, I don't know if we've ever butt heads. Good. Like we've gotten in like small little arguments, but it's never been anything where it like leaves the house. You know what I mean? And that's something that I'm grateful for. But it also like allows me to give my other sister some grace because like, yo, we went through the trenches together. You know, like we got to kind of have our back now, you know, and like at least kind of be there for each other. So good win of the week, brother.
Thanks, man.
I like that one. I've got a win of the week and an L of the week. Which one do you want me to start off with? The win of the week is simple, so let's go ahead and knock that out.
Let's do it.
My win of the week, you just put me on today, Celsius cherry cola flavor.
It's good, isn't it?
Okay. When I saw this at the store, because you told me, you're like, I wanted you to give me the cherry cola one, and I guess this is a new flavor because I've never seen this. And I was kind of skeptical about it. I love cherry Coke, but like just as a Celsius and as an energy drink, I was like, eh. In my opinion, nothing beats cherry Coke. But
agreed.
This tastes exactly like a cherry Coke, which is exactly what I was hoping for. So
it's not too like tardy or like I don't know. There's always that energy drink that's got that little.
I've never been a big Celsius guy because Celsius always gives me way more energy than what I need. I've always been a Red Bull guy, and like I swore by Red. Everyone that's been watching this pod for a while can go back to the episodes and watch me probably go through 1 or 2 Red Bulls per episode. But
I'm not much better, but.
But with the Celsius, man, like lately, I've just kind of been on them, and I guess maybe my tolerance for them is going up or whatever the case is. But like they get me right to where I need to be now. Yeah. And with it tasting like a cherry Coke, like, bro, I'm in.
It's a little bit quicker too. If I'm a B12, like I take a lot of supplements every morning, and like that takes like it's depending on how much I ate the night before, it takes me a while to get like for me to feel that for my enzymes to digest that. But with the Celsius, I feel like within 5 minutes, I feel like it hits the palate, and I'm like, all right, let's go.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I feel like caffeine has that control on my brain. I drank 4 yesterday.
No way. 4 Celsius in one day. Oh my God. Well, I'm surprised you're alive. I'm just grateful that you're here right now.
I had a crazy day yesterday, and I'm a 2 average, like a 2 daily average.
Yeah.
God, Celsius, sponsor your boys.
No, literally sponsor us. You'd save Hayden so much money.
God, that'd be great.
4 is ridiculous. And like you do need to seek help for that. Like that is very bad.
I think a lady died for drinking like 5 the other day, and I'm like,
it's crazy.
I'm walking on thin ice, man. Yeah. I like it.
Especially with your sleep schedule too, waking up at 2 a.m. and like just fucking, dude, you're a trooper, bro.
Crackhead.
But I do know that you had a crazy day yesterday, so I'm gonna give you grace with that. My L of the week. Pardon me to everyone that's watching this episode and they're going to listen to me rant for a second, but my L of the week is the healthcare system, the way that, hear me out, the way that they, I guess I don't want to say like the price of care, but like just the way that like medical bills will completely fuck up your life, bro. Yeah. And I went through this. Probably about a year and a half ago, I had a really bad kidney stone, and I literally thought I was going to die. It was my first ever one. I was on the corner of keep drinking those Celsius, and we'll fucking yeah, you'll find one. But I pull over on the side of the road, and I'm like literally thinking that I'm on the verge of death. It just feels like your body is just shutting down, and couldn't drive my car. Literally was like on like kind of like resting on the hood of my car, like feeling like I'm going to throw up. But then I'd go into like this dizzy phase and like had no idea what was going on. Right. At the time, shame on me, I had no health insurance, and it was because I was switching from like one insurance to another, and I was getting off of one plan, but then trying to switch over to my works plan, but it didn't start until like, I guess there's an enrollment period or something. And so long story short, I didn't have health insurance, but I was like, if I'm dying, I'm going to the hospital. Like regardless of the insurance, I'll figure it out. Right. Yeah. And so I go in there, I had to have only been there maybe for like 3 hours. They gave me like a ton of, like fluids, like whatever's in, like, I think it's just like a saline, like they put in the bag, like an IV drip or whatever. And then, I did a MRI scan or some kind of like X-ray scan or whatever. And that's how they found out that I had kidney stones. Dude, the bill from that was like, I'm pretty sure it was like 28 or 26 grand or something. And when that letter hits your fucking mailbox, I mean, it ruins you, bro, because like now obviously there's no way for me to pay that like right now. Like I'm not sending you a check for $26,000 or whatever. Like I'm gonna figure out, like I call them, like figure out a payment plan, yada yada yada. I applied for like some program where it was basically like I don't have health insurance, and like it kind of cuts you some slack and whatever. And long story short, I got a ton of like a big bulk of that number kind of taken off. Still owed a couple grand and had to figure that shit out. You know what I mean? But that kind of like opened my eyes to like the real destruction that like medical bills can do to somebody,
insurance companies.
And so then, God, this is probably like maybe 4 months ago. I was once again just like cruising my car, and then out of nowhere, bro, it was like got super hard for me to breathe. Like at the time I was like vaping, so I didn't know if like maybe, you know, the vape was kind of getting to me and like I'd maybe hit the vape too hard, but like it went on for like a couple hours, bro. Like I kept trying to get it. It wasn't like I couldn't breathe, but it was just like I couldn't get a good deep breath, if that makes sense. And I feel like everyone's probably been there at some point, but like this it kept getting worse and worse and worse. And then finally, like I thought that, you know, I couldn't like really, my chest started hurting, and it felt like every time I tried to take a deep breath, like my fucking rib would like start hurting. And I ended up going to the hospital, and I had insurance at this time. Like I'm already on my new plan. And mind you, side note, the insurance that I'm on right now is like the best insurance you can get. Like I'm paying extra every single week just to keep this like super nice insurance, because I know that I got fucked last year. So I'm like, let me stay on this good insurance. From what I know is like you basically go to the hospital and it's like damn near free. This insurance is so good. And so I go up there, give my insurance, yada, yada, yada. I wasn't there very long. They found out that I actually went in for another X-ray or MRI or whatever it was. And they found out that I had like torn cartilage in one of my ribs or something. Or like a part of my chest or something, anywhere there was torn cartilage, and that was the result. And so they're like, it'll be good. Just give yourself a couple weeks. It'll heal. You probably just coughed too hard or something and like tore it. So last week, the bill for that came in, and I'm thinking this is going to be like $40. You know what I mean? Like I'm thinking like I'm about to, you know, just go online and pay for this right now. $16,000. And dude, in the moment, I was so fucking angry, because like, how do you afford to go to the hospital? How does like someone afford to go to the hospital and like pay that bill? And I'm not necessarily saying that like we should charge less. I'm just saying like, if you have insurance, what's the point of the insurance? Like you're taking not even half of the price of like my last visit off. You know what I mean? It's like still 16 grand. Like there's no way to.
Well, there's a certain limit. There's like a deductible limit. And so if you've exceeded that, you don't get. So like an eye doctor, for example, like if you use my mom, honestly, it's so funny. I'll call her out. My mom uses all of the credits for the eye doctor, goes and get her Gucci, Tiffany, whatever glasses and shit like that. My dad goes and thinks he can get some Costas and is like, nope, your deductible's up. There's a certain threshold, I believe, of like spendings. And so I don't know how that works, if it's by year, but I've been blessed. And that's truthfully what I did, a lateral move, meaning like my last job to the new job, practically same pay. The benefits are better. I roll with benefits. And so if I don't have bad eyesight, but I do typically go 5 to 6 times a year to the dentist.
Oh, wow.
This year it's been like 10 or 12.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Why have you gone so much?
I've had a crappy dentist before that I'm paying.
Yeah. Getting back on track.
This is so unrelated, but I heard something about like a meniscus. Might as well just not even operate it, because I think there's a higher chance of you having it fail again after an operation than just to leave it be. And that's how I feel like with certain like tooth. You might as well just get rid of it rather than try to get a root canal and fix it, because then that root canal is going to fail 3 years from now, which is what happened to me. I actually tried Sweet Pete's and went and got some. I got a secret to Sweet Pete's that I'm going to gatekeep, but I went there, got some salted caramel one time, and my whole ass tooth came out with my with the salted caramel.
Or the filling, you mean, or the root, the canal? No way.
And so that was like my turning point of like, I'm not going to call out their name. A local dentist that just sucks.
Dude, I've been screwed with dentists too. Like they did it wasn't a root canal, but it was like I want to say a filling or something that they did that came out on me too, and it was like fucking end of the world, bro. It's like
I think it was a temporary crown.
Yeah,
they have to wait on the real one to come in. That it popped out.
I believe that's what mine was too. And so I hear what you're saying about the deductible, and I agree with you. But just as someone, just for my in particular situation, I'm sure there's valid reasons as to why it was so expensive.
Yeah.
But for my situation, I went to the doctor, or I went to the hospital, went to the ER. I was there for the same amount of time, like 4 hours as the first time. I got the same x-ray. I literally went into the same machine. It was like the same room, same machine. And everything was like pretty much the same. Like one bag of fluids. Like I think they gave me like one pain med or something like that, you know, but they didn't like give me anything where I, go to the pharmacy and like go and get some of these pills or whatever the case was. And it comes back and it's still 16 grand. And like now I'm in the process of like still filing and like pretty much just saying like, like there's no way I'm paying this. I've heard a ton of people like just won't pay their medical bills. I actually had a couple of homies reach out to me and like, just don't pay it. Like they're not gonna.
It doesn't go against your credit.
That's what I've heard. Yeah. And it like doesn't affect you as bad, which thank God that exists, because like low key, I mean, how does someone that's like living, like I think I saw a stat the other day where it was like over 80% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. And it's like crazy to think like where if you're living paycheck to paycheck, like no one's getting a paycheck for 16 grand that you can pay off this shit. And I'm sure they do some kind of payment plan, but like if you think I'm even throwing, $500 a week at this shit, like you're smoking crack. And it's just one of those things. My L of the week is the healthcare system. We need so much help. I'm not even sitting here trying to like point to some kind of policy that's going to fucking save this, but like my personal experience, fuck the healthcare system, bro.
I'm with you.
It is so screwed up, and like it's honestly, it's completely unfair.
Yeah, it's not.
Because I mean, unless if you're a millionaire and you got 16,000 grand or $16,000 just like toss around or whatever, like shout out to you, and you should pay that in full. But
pay mine in full too.
Yeah, pay while you're at it. Fucking make it 32 because I need mine paid off. And it's just a shitty situation, man. And I'm sure that there's got to be someone out there listening to this podcast that's dealt with the same situation.
Every woman that's gotten pregnant, that freaking that bill, that one night bill is close to $100,000.
No way.
Oh yeah, you're charged for everything. The socks that your newborn gets, the blankets, the everything is charged. It's like, don't quote me on that. I'm gonna look like a fucking a man for sure, but I think it's close to $100,000 for just a one night.
I've heard it's crazy expensive.
Giving birth.
The thing that's nuts is like, and everyone's talking about like, we gotta get the birth rate up. Well, dumbass, like I can't even afford to have a fucking kid. You know what I mean? I already you gotta have the crib set up at home. You gotta get diapers. You gotta get all kinds of shit. I can't even make out the hospital without paying my tab. That is actually crazy. And I don't know how it works in other countries, but I'm pretty sure like we're one of the only countries that has this fucked up healthcare system. And once pharmaceutical companies kind of get like the greed involved, you know what I mean? They just start. I mean, they're just so money hungry. They don't even care about us, But like. God, dude, I would kill to go and like, I might, shit, maybe if it's time to have a baby, I'll go down to like Costa Rica or something and like,
Switzerland is like the most healthy like country in the world, and all of their healthcare is free, all of their everything's free. Like,
see, that's how it should be. You can't help when you get super sick. Like, yeah, you can try to be healthier and do whatever, but like for my situation, like at the time I wasn't doing anything that was like, in my opinion, that was like super out of the way that was causing a kidney stone. Yeah. I coughed too hard and I fucking tore my cartilage. Like that's an accident, bro. Yeah. And now I owe $16,000. Like to be 100% real, what this does is it makes me never want to go to the hospital, which is a terrible way to live your life, bro. Like it's a really sad way to live your life, because even when I tore my cartilage, like I thought that it was going to be different because I had a really good insurance, but in the back of my mind, I was still like, I'm gonna ride this out until I absolutely have to go to the ER. And God, dude, I can't imagine, like, when I was a kid, bro, I was going to the hospital all the time, man. Like,
see why
just
they
with
get
like
paid
random
well.
shit. Oh yeah, no,
like,
dude. This explains why like every doctor is living like in a mansion in PV, bro. Because like if you're getting even a tenth of the money that I'm sending to the hospital, it's like crazy, bro. And even charging a couple $1,000 for me being there for a couple hours, I think is completely rigged. But like 16 grand, go fuck yourself. I'll go buy a brand new car for the price that I would have paid for that. So, yeah. That's my L of the week. I don't mean to sit here.
That's my TED Talk.
I don't mean to sit here and like bitch and moan to start this whole podcast, but like, damn, bro, that happened to me, and I was like, I am putting the healthcare system on blast. This will not do anything. Nothing will change.
Yep.
But I just had to get that shit off my chest, bro.
Are we gonna have health insurance here soon?
Dude. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. To be 100% real, like I would love to do like, you know, get everything situated to where we can be employees under our LLC, and like really, because right now the way it is, we're not really like you know, employees under our LLC. It's more of just like its own system that's kind of operating. Hopefully the IRS isn't fucking listening to this, but I would love to do something like that. But after my experience, it doesn't even fucking matter.
No.
Like,
who do you have insurance with?
I think it's Florida Blue or
Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Yeah, it's Blue Cross Blue Shield or whatever. So shout out to them. I'm sure they're doing a great job, but for whatever reason, I'm still paying $1 million for everything.
Shout out to them. They're taking all my money.
But nonetheless, we've got a really exciting episode for you guys today. I'm super stoked on this one. Local legend, low-key, coming through the pod today. So shout out to Wubs for joining the pod. Let's go ahead and jump into it.
Let's do it.
Wubs, how are we doing?
What's up? I'm doing good. How are y'all?
Good. Pleasure having you on the show today.
Thanks for having me.
You're doing some really cool things in the city. I love all the stuff that you're doing for like animals and things like that. With what's the place you're working with for that? Is it ASPCS or something like that?
Yeah, ACPS, Animal Care and Protective Services. Those are my dogs.
Literally.
Literally.
No pun intended.
Those are my dogs.
No, but I love everything you're doing with them. I think it's super cool. And I'm a big animal guy. Like, you know, Hayden's actually allergic to anything with fur, but I'm a big animal guy. Always rescued my dogs, or even if it's a cat, we've always rescued it. And when I saw you doing those videos, I was like, salute to her. Seriously, I think it's awesome.
Especially on her birthday, like a day that's about you. Like you go out and like you're rehoming, you know, pets. That's a beautiful, and coming from somebody that doesn't care about pets, that's beautiful.
For sure.
Wait, I'm dead. That's actually so funny. No, thank y'all. I appreciate that, because I don't know many people out here, so whenever I started working with them, I fell in love with obviously the animals, but the humans inside of that place is really what makes it special to me. So whenever they were having like an event 2 days before my birthday, I was like, let me get in on that. I'm in on that.
Oh, for sure. Let's go ahead and paint the picture for everybody. Who is Wubs?
Good question. Who is Wubs?
It's like I'm still figuring it out.
Yeah, no. So I moved here from Louisiana, as many of you know. You can tell right off the bat. I'll open my mouth. People are like, "Where the hell are you from?"
It is. I was. It sounds Louisiana, but it could be a bunch of different things.
Dude.
Somewhere in the South, for sure. You can tell you got the Southern accent without a doubt.
I get everything, and people are always like, "Are you Spanish? Are you this? Are you that?" And it's funny because my dad is Puerto Rican, but I don't speak a lick of Spanish. So when people ask me that, I'm like, they kind of get it out of me. They're like, "That's it." I'm like, bro, if I don't speak Spanish and I don't come from a Spanish-speaking country, it's the Cajun through and through. But people...
Facts. Are you a big fan of the Cajun food and everything?
Oh, my God, absolutely. That's honestly what, like, inspired my quest of, like, the foodie content and stuff. Just being out here since 2019 in Jacksonville, I was looking for the best food. I'm like, dude... Honestly, I lost like 30 pounds when I moved here, bro. I could not. The food that we eat back home is just insane. It's like you can't even compare it. I come from the land of the best food. There's people who travel all over. They're like, Louisiana's the best. So I'm like constantly looking for the best shit. And it's like, it took me so long to get into my groove and find some stuff. But y'all.
Where are you from in Louisiana?
Okay, so specifically, I'm from a tiny, tiny, tiny town called Cecilia. I'm looking at the Shaq beatbox and laughing. So me and Shaq, both our parents are from Cecilia, okay? Cecilia, Louisiana, it's so small, there's no stoplights. There's 4 stop signs.
Oh, wow. So it's small town.
Tiny. It's like it's not even on the map. So
how close is that to New Orleans?
Like 2 hours.
Okay.
I just tell everyone I'm from New Orleans.
Yeah.
I'm like, if they say they know Louisiana, I say Lafayette, which is like the town I went to college in. But like, people don't know Louisiana.
What's funny though is there's a ton of like famous people that are from Louisiana. Like Theo Vaughn is one where he talks about Louisiana all the time. Like he's Louisiana through and through. And I feel like a lot of those people, not a lot of people stay in Louisiana. Like a lot of people will blow up and they immediately get out of there. Why is that, you think?
Dude, I just made a TikTok about this. Keith Lee just went to Lafayette literally this last week, my hometown, where I went to college and all that. And there was like a big scandal, drama. Like there was someone who just pulled up like on a bike and was like circling his van and like pressing his people. Like they were kind of like, they thought they were like security like agents or some, I don't know, some drama. But the people where I'm from, it's so hard for them to support each other. Like I'm the perfect example. It took me moving out of my hometown for my platform to actually take off. I don't know what it is about being from a town that is so tiny. It's so hard for people to clap for each other.
Yeah.
I just don't know, man. Like also, Britney Spears is from Louisiana.
Really?
Addison Rae is from Louisiana. Bro, like so many like niche people. I think I want to say, obviously Lil Wayne's from Louisiana, Boosie, like everybody knows.
Shout out Weezy. I totally forgot about that. And he reps Louisiana super hard.
And Boosie badass.
Yeah.
Damn.
A lot of good people, but yeah, it's so funny. I never really thought about that. I talk about it every now and then, but I'm kind of like a prime example of it. The moment I moved away from my hometown, the people in Jacksonville support me way more than the people from my hometown.
So what made you leave Louisiana? Was it strictly because of that reason?
So actually, everybody thinks I just moved here because I like Florida, but I moved here because my dad was like super, super sick.
Okay.
He was here for the Navy. I was actually born in Orange Park.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you, okay.
Hold up.
Okay. Start over. All right. So she's not from Louisiana. She just lived in Louisiana, but you're really an OP baby.
Yeah. I was an Orange Park baby. Let me sit up for this one.
Get comfy.
All right. So my parents, they both worked at car dealerships here in Jacksonville. That's how they met. And they had me and they wanted me to grow up by my family. So I think I was like 3 months old. They put me on a plane, like 3 months old. So from the time I was months to 20, I lived there. So it's like I was born here but raised there.
Got you, for sure.
And I always play with that online too, because people will be like, "You're not from Jacksonville," and I'm like, actually.
Actually.
Birth certificate says otherwise, you know?
But yeah, so I moved back here to take care of my dad because my stepmom had passed away in February of 2019. And I just came out of here, like, I came here like any good daughter would. Like, my stepmom passed away. I'm like, oh, my gosh. I drove overnight. I got here. I didn't realize how sick he was. Men with their egos, you know how they can be. He was so sick, but hid it from everybody. So once I got here.
What was he sick with, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, he had, me and him used to always laugh because there was this one nurse that was outside of his room. She just called him a train wreck. And we overheard it. Like, he had kidney failure. He had his leg amputated. He had diabetes. He had,
oh my God.
He had a plethora of issues health-wise.
Sure.
So I got here, and I realized after the funeral happened, I watched people leave one by one. One person left, next person left. And then it was just me and him. And I'm looking at my dad, and I'm like, I can't go home. I can't go home.
Yeah.
I can't do it. So that was a huge, like, turning point for me. It was a big transitional phase.
Did you have anyone here, like any family here that you could kind of stay with or whatever? It was just your pops?
Just my dad. So ironically, he had a brother that lived in Middleburg, but I didn't know them.
Yeah.
So I moved in with a girl that found me on Twitter, bro.
The power of Twitter.
I was tweeting out of Chili's about how I didn't have no friends, and it was tagged in Orange Park, and she's like, yo, I don't have no friends either. You like EDM? Let's be roommates. So I drove to this girl's house. She took my laptop. She could have robbed me. She took my laptop, my TV, my camera. She kept it all here. I went back to Louisiana for 3 months. I worked. I made as much money as I could, and I moved back here because I didn't have a job.
Yeah.
I didn't have no friends. And I'm living with a stranger now.
And she's got all your shit.
Yeah, I'm like in a city that I don't know. So from like 2019 to when the pandemic started was like a very weird time in my life. I was super depressed, fighting anxiety, like just all the stuff. But we had a 24-hour Walmart. That shit was popping.
Oh, I bet. Especially at OP. Were you? Did y'all live in Orange Park whenever you had moved back and moved in with the roommate?
Yeah, so I used to live like in Orange Park, like kind of off of Wales Road. So I was like, dude, where I come from, 4 stop signs. It would take 20 minutes to get to Walmart. At that point, there was a Wingstop, a McDonald's, Taco Bell, Walmart. Dude, I was depressed, but I was living the dream. I'm like,
what a jump.
There's no shortage of Walmarts in Jacksonville. That is one thing.
Bruh, but yeah, it was definitely culture shock. And then like, I kind of culture shocked the people here too. Because I open them out, they're like, who is this girl? Where is she from? And what is she talking about? Because I just come out like.
Did you start making content like during the pandemic? I feel like that's when a ton of people really got into the content game.
Dude, I was making content even before the pandemic, but I was never. The gap of what I did then and now is I was never documenting. Now I go out, instead of going out, a lot of creators go and create content. I kind of just document what I'm doing. Obviously, if there's a food review, that's a little different. But I was just posting, like, dance videos. I used to do the shuffle dance, like EDM shuffling.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so
that's
I used
cool.
to, like, my TikTok, like, if you scroll way, way, way back, it'll just be videos of me shuffling.
I cannot shuffle to save my life.
I love shuffling.
I have 2 left feet.
I don't know how to, but it's just, I love it.
Hell yeah, I didn't know y'all do that.
Yeah.
I can't dance, period. Whenever I go out or if I'm ever at a show or something, my dance move is the old finger flick. You know? Yeah, a little head bob, little finger flick. But no, how'd you get the name Wubs? Was it from going to shows and like the EDM scene and stuff like that?
Yeah, dude. So I was working a job where I was working with a lot of minors. I was doing like photography, and I ended up working for Life Touch.
Okay.
And it's like taking pictures of little children. Like they're obviously at school, but the high schoolers and middle schoolers, they kind of get in that weird where if they think you're cute, they'll try to find you. It's weird. So I'm like, I need to get my name off of social media. Like if I'm dancing, I'm cursing, I'm posting all this, I don't want none of these children to find me.
Mm-hmm. True.
And I also don't want my bosses to see me talking like smack and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I used to post just crazy stuff. I still overshare a lot, but I used to that was my thing, dancing and oversharing.
Yeah.
It's authenticity.
True. But then I switched to Katie Studios.
Okay.
The local one here. Did y'all have Katie take y'all pictures?
I sure did.
That was our high school,
senior,
right? In our high school.
photos.
Yeah.
Bruh, when I was working there, that's when I changed it. Like the Life Touch, they weren't very parasocial, but that's what's the high schoolers, and they would like find me, and I'm like, oh hell no. Oh, hell no. Like, the first time I had a high schooler be like, you sold me my pictures. I was like, new username.
Nope.
Yeah, for sure. Change it up.
Like, if he could find me, my boss is going to find me.
So were people calling you Wubs, or was Wubs just a name that you kind of gave yourself to be not on social media as Bethany?
Yeah, so it was just a way for me to hide from my bosses and all the children at my job. It literally, I was like, I don't want to be like, user 434. I don't know. So I was like,
sure.
What do I do? I rave a lot, whatever. So I was like, Wubs in my face. Whatever.
I love it.
Choose your username wisely.
Oh, yeah.
If anyone here takes anything from this episode, I don't care how small you are, choose your username wisely, because it could be what people call you for the rest of your life.
True. I didn't even think about that. Well, we've kind of paid the price with that with this podcast. I think we all pretty much hate the name OG Sessions, but the history behind the name OG Sessions is like, it was almost like an accidental name that we got for the podcast because we had a clothing brand called Off Grid and the acronym was OG, and everyone that would buy stuff from the clothing brand was an OG. And it was like, it just kind of turned into this thing where we were just like calling, if someone was wearing the shirt, they were like a certified OG, or if they were wearing like some of our merch, they were like a certified OG. And so it just stuck, and we started this podcast like to try to promote that clothing brand, and long story short, all of that kind of fell through, and we were stuck with this name, OG Sessions. And it's so funny, like the amount of people that are telling me like, you in an OG? Or like, you know what I mean? Or they're expecting like the podcast to have like a certain topic or like talk about whatever, or like, oh, y'all like smoking OG Kush? Like we've heard every joke in the book we've heard. And it's so funny because it's like, we're the farthest thing away from, we're so white.
And I am. I offered somebody like $500 for a username that I wanted.
Did you really? What was the username?
Hayden.
Oh, no way.
What?
Well, he's got like 500 followers. It's some like Swedish guy. I still hit him up like every month. I'm like, I'll pay you $500 for that name. Just
so
Hayden.
It's just Hayden.
Just Hayden.
So that it'd be at Hayden.
Yes.
That's
all.
crazy.
Yeah.
I need to get you on the person who scalped. Someone recently just scalped the Wubs Grubs username, and they put breaking rails and shells.
Shut up.
What?
I'm like, I'm going to steal that slogan. Steal my username and steal the slogan. Yeah, they just stole it. No followers, no posts. They're waiting for someone like you to help me and pay them.
So is Wubs Grubs separate from regular Wubs? Like, did you have 2 accounts or whatever? Like, how does that work? I think I've only came across you from Wubs Grubs.
Yeah, so this all ties into taking care of my dad. I used to have the @Wubs in my face on Instagram, but I got completely... Have y'all heard of getting zucked?
No.
I got zucked. I got completely kicked off of every Mark Zuckerberg platform, and it's as easy as that. I posted a terrible joke. Okay? The way y'all jaws were on the floor.
I was like, I want to hear the joke so bad, but I know she doesn't want to share it.
I will. I definitely will.
Okay.
Do not violate the terms and conditions on Instagram or on Facebook. They will zuck your ass.
That's so funny.
Okay? I woke up one day, my Instagram was gone, my Facebook was gone, and for someone our age, that was pretty like, first half of my life, I had to be home when the street lights were on. Second half of my life, that motherfucker was on Facebook.
Yeah. Yep.
And they took my digital album away from me. All my cringy ass high school photos are gone. All because I made a joke.
What was a joke? We have to hear it.
If y'all have to bleep it out, bleep it out.
Okay.
I posted on Instagram. I was at the Mayo Clinic with my dad. We were doing a consultation, trying to see if I was a match for his kidney. So I see why they zucked my ass in the grand scheme of things. I posted a photo at the Mayo Dialysis Transplant Clinic saying, meeting at the dialysis, whatever. I go home, bad sense of humor. There was a fucking filter where it said, you know when you get a phone call, it says the username of who's calling?
Yeah.
It said the bag was calling. And so I just snapped a selfie, and I said, the black market if I don't find a kidney donor soon.
Oh, no.
That's actually funny. That's like not even nearly half as bad as any of the jokes that we've said on this podcast. But yeah, that's actually crazy.
That's dumb.
Instagram took it serious.
The thing is, though, is like, yeah, you can't play about social media with certain things. Like, we've kind of learned that the hard way is like there's certain things that we just can't talk about and still expect it to work with YouTube. Like, we haven't really had a ton of issues with Instagram because it's like clips. So like we'll post it. We know what clip is going to get us in trouble. But like with a whole full length podcast, sometimes you forget like half the shit that you say, like when we're one curse word or like, you know, I mean, there's been a ton of things where we've been kind of pushing the limit with YouTube, which we love you, YouTube, for keeping us still on the platform. But that's crazy that you got zucked over that.
Yeah, I didn't put BL @market. Like I put black market if I don't find a kidney, and they look and they see me at the Mayo looking for a kidney, so they took my little white ass so seriously.
So that handle was Wubs in your face?
Wubs in my face.
Wubs in my face.
It is completely gone.
Damn.
Really?
You cannot have a username with that. So when I came back onto Instagram in October, I was like, fuck.
Was that this October? So you just started doing this past October?
Yeah, so October I also opened like a media company for myself.
Okay.
Because I was starting to kind of see a little motion of the ocean online, you know? So I was like, fuck, I have to file taxes. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, maybe I should open a business. That way if I get a brand deal, I could write off my miles. Like, nobody talks about this shit.
Oh, no, trust me. We're literally just started learning all this ourselves.
No one talks about this shit. Like, so I'm like, I'm going to try to do this full-time creator thing, but I want to have a little integrity. So, just a smidge.
just a tad bit.
Just a smidge.
And if not, we'll go get some integrity off the black market. Don't worry.
No, but I was like, let me open like a media company because there was a few businesses that needed help with their social media. So I opened that company, and I was telling all my clients, they're like, I'm too old for TikTok, or I'm too this for TikTok, and I'm too that. And I am a walking example of the power of TikTok. I helped just one post on TikTok, it's pinned. My dad was about to get kicked off the Mayo Clinic for having like a $9,900 something balance. I posted about it. People $1 at a time sent me enough money to cover his medical bills.
Wow.
From TikTok.
That's awesome.
That was way before the food reviews, this is when I was a desperate daughter just trying to survive with her dying dad.
Wow.
And I've seen the good and I've seen the bad. So I know the power because recently I've seen the power on how much it could help local businesses.
Sure.
So all these business owners are telling me they're too old, they're too cool, they too this, they too that. And I'm like, y'all dumb.
Yeah.
Whole time I'm sitting back here saying the same shit about Instagram. Because I was so mad at Instagram for kicking me off a few years prior. I was like, fuck Meta. But then I bought my Meta glasses.
Oh, it was game over. It was game over.
And you have to register with a Meta account.
Yep.
So I'm like, I opened the business. I'm being a hypocrite. I'm telling everyone to make TikTok, but I ain't making an Instagram. Let me just, like, embody the stuff I'm telling all my clients and make my Instagram. So I just recycle all my shit.
Yeah.
I got, like, 13,000 followers in
And so from there, Wubs Grubs was born.
Yeah. I just needed a new handle, and people knew I did food reviews and stuff. So I just... whatever, dude. I was just tired of feeling like a hypocrite.
Yeah, 100%.
I was like, bro, get TikTok, but I won't get Instagram.
Well, that's crazy that you've only been doing this for, you technically you've been doing it for a longer period of time, but like for the motion that you have off of just doing this shit since October is like extremely impressive. I gotta, applaud you for that. I think that's sick.
Receipts, yeah, I kind of thought it was just like a year-long little journey, but it might have been even longer. That's dope.
Yeah, so if you go scroll down, dude, I was a child of divorce, and I was an only child. So I was on YouTube growing up. Like, YouTube was my shit. That was my jam. Like, I was always watching people's stuff. And always in the back of my mind, I was like, that'd be so cool one day. That'd be cool to live by the beach. That'd be cool to do this, cool to do that. So I've always done the social media stuff. The moment I got out of high school, right out the gate, I was posting like crazy.
What videos were hitting for you? Like, what off the rip did you kind of notice, like, what was doing well on Instagram?
On Instagram?
Well, I mean both, really.
Well, with TikTok, I realized I was wasting my time, efforts, and energy, right? So I had spent 3.5 years posting nothing but shuffle videos to get 1,000 views here, 1,000 videos there, pick an outfit, choreograph a dance, bring the speaker, embarrass myself in public.
Oh, you're doing it out in the streets.
I used to host shuffle meetups at the Friendship Fountain.
Oh, God.
Are you part of that Shuffle Syndicate or whatever?
Don't get me started on that group of people.
Okay,
they started that whole group based off... I hope they see this podcast.
Good job. Good job, Hayden. Good job, buddy. Appreciate that.
I basically brought all those minions together.
You put them on, basically?
Yeah, and
then left them hanging.
Yeah, one of them chicks and I had a falling out at EDC, so they turned around and basically the meetups that were hosted in a public space for everyone, they literally started hosting it in like a private Bailey's gym to where I couldn't even go to the own thing I started. So
that's crazy.
That's a story that
exactly what you're talking about.
I'm waiting until I have like millions of followers and like that's gonna stay in my back pocket.
Yeah.
The way people treat me whenever I'm nobody makes a difference when I'm somebody.
Why do you think because I have noticed that like across social media is like you'll have these like little, I don't even want to call it a beef, but it is like this like mini beef kind of like disagreement type of thing where like you'll be going back and forth with certain people. And in a lot of the cases, at least from my seat, because most of the time I'm only seeing your point of view, I'm like, damn, she's got a point. I was like, I'd be kind of pissed off about that too, But then with some of them, I was like, I'd love to hear the other person's side of the story too, because I'm like, for me, I try my best to keep a lot of the beef off of social media, just because I like to protect the image of not even necessarily myself, but more so the pod.
Yeah.
I don't want there to be a negative outlook on the podcast or whatever, So like I've always done a good job, I think, of like not, if it's someone famous and they're doing something stupid, I'll call them out on social media because nothing's ever going to happen, right? Yeah. But like if it's someone, whether it's just like someone local or someone that I, disagree with or whatever, I typically will keep it off social media. But with you almost invite that shit.
I don't give a fuck.
You don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck. Here's my logic. I was arguing with them shuffle gals way back in 2020 when I had 5,000 followers. Why would I act any different now with the 70,000 on Instagram, the 14, 13, however many on TikTok, Instagram? I don't know. Why would I act any different now? Here's my thing. Y'all don't know where the fuck I'm from. We don't play well that bullshit where I'm from. I don't like fake shit. I can't stand the phoniness. A lot of the influencers here, they just really irk my damn nerves. My thing is 98% of the people that follow me is not an influencer, is not a business owner, is not a podcast host. They don't know any of this behind the scenes stuff. So when I got a motherfucker like Kyle Macron coming for me for doing paid promo like it's not my literal job, but he's promoting a puppy meal that got multiple puppies sold with parvo They didn't cover. They didn't refund the people.
I saw this beef kind of like unfold on TikTok. And to be fair, like this podcast isn't a huge fan of Kyle McCrone either. And it's been a long time since this has happened, but story time. So back when we first started the OG Sessions Fantasy Football League, I believe I was a commissioner the first year that we ever did it. And it had a ton of motion right off the rip because what it was essentially was a fantasy league with previous guests that have been on the pod. So Kyle McCrone's been on this pod twice, actually. And when we had him on, it was this probably 3 years ago or maybe even 4 years ago now. And
so he didn't have... Did he have followers?
No,
back then?
no.
Oh.
So he was doing like...
He was just Kyle.
He was just Kyle. And he was doing... It was pretty cool. He was doing like some basketball tournaments and stuff. And I thought it was dope enough to at least have him on the pod. And, the pod was very... very small at that time as well, so it wasn't like we were, every guest was going to be this like out of the park crazy guest. But I had a ton of respect for Kyle McCrone because like for what he was doing, he was throwing these like tournaments that were like, it was just, in my opinion, I thought what he was doing was really cool. And he did have a clothing brand, I believe. And we asked him, would he like to join the Fantasy Football League? We offered it to a lot of the guests that were on the pod, and it was a fantasy league with me, you, and Joey, and then previous guests that have been on the pod. And the way that our fantasy league works is like we're all content based. Like
girly pop this what girly pop this?
What is that? What's girly pop?
Like you have
Make
to
us
dumb
girly.
this shit down. I don't know how a fantasy league works.
So essentially the way that fantasy league works is like all 10 of us all come together and we draft an NFL team basically with NFL players, and you have like your own set of players, and it's a gambling game essentially.
So money is involved.
Money's involved. I believe we all threw in $100 on our first year.
Yikes.
And so you throw $100 in to enter, and then the winner goes home with $1,000.
Oh shit.
And so it's winner takes all, and the way that we do it, it's all content based. So we would like film our draft parties, we would film our end of the season parties, we would film
that
our
makes
whatever.
sense because he does stuff with Hard Rock Bet now.
Long story short, so the way that we structure the fantasy league is there's got to be a loser punishment, because once you get towards the end of the year, if you're in like the bottom 3 spots, people stop playing. And when there's money involved, like you don't want someone to just kind of stop playing, So we add a loser punishment so that you don't want to be last, essentially. Okay. And this is a very, I know you probably have never been in a fantasy league, but it's very common to have a loser punishment. And every league that I've been in, I don't know about you, Hayden, but every league I've ever been in, there's always a loser punishment.
Yeah.
And it's to save the people that are at the bottom of the league that essentially just suck at drafting a team from quitting halfway through the year. Like once they know they're not going to win the money, they just stop checking the league. And it fucks up a lot of the other standings in the league, okay?
Or last place will like start trading or giving away their players to the winning team. So to keep it from kind of being unfair, we put the loser punishment so you don't want to be last place.
Yeah,
and so this is one thing that we made very clear when we started this league was loser punishment is, and I'm pretty sure everyone voted on it essentially like the first year we did it, was you stand on the side of a busy street corner and you hold a sign that says "Honk if I suck at fantasy football" for an hour.
I know not.
Which I've been in a ton of fantasy leagues. That's a very, very minor punishment. To be fair, like I've seen leagues where like the loser punishment is like something crazy, where it's like
a physical go to Waffle House for like 24 hours, and every waffle eaten takes an hour off of the time you have to stay there.
Just sitting there for 24 hours. Like there's some really bad ones out there. Like some of them where you have to do an Instagram challenge, like for a whole month, once a day you have to post like a dancing video and like.
Give me that sign. What street am I standing on?
Literally. And so funny enough, Hayden actually lost the year after this, and Hayden held his sign with
it was fun.
Because here's the thing, is low-key, it is kind of fun, because that we're going to be taking videos and posting on social media, and every time we've done it, the video's done stupid numbers. Like Hayden's video did really well. And it's a really cool thing that we like started doing. But anyway, our inaugural year, Kyle McCrone lost.
Okay.
And so no big deal. He was going to have to hold the sign of shame, whatever we called it. And then, but all the other guys, like our group chat goes crazy. Like there's 9 dudes in here that are stoked to see this loser punishment. And like we've got, the tradition is crazy now because every member of the league will tell like their families to come. So like in reality, you got like 30, 40, 50 cars. Like last time we did it, there was like tons of cars that are just looping the block honking at you. And it's like fun, you know what I mean? Like these are all your boys, And long story short, Kyle McCrone lost, and I think it was like 2 or 3 hours before he was supposed to do his loser punishment. He called me and just told me straight up, "I'm not doing it." And I was like, "Well, that means you're out of the league," you know what I mean? And when it happened, it was our first year doing it, and us not being able to get that piece of content really frustrated me. because we were very clear up front with what everything was and how this was going to work out.
A bet's a bet.
A bet's a bet.
It's like, womp, womp, not doing it.
Yeah, pretty much.
He would have benefited from it so much looking back now.
That's why it's that's what's so funny about this whole situation, because he wasn't doing content, and this was a great opportunity to do some content.
Yeah, for sure.
And then like 6 months later, bro starts doing content, and you're just like, okay.
He's getting slimed out.
Yeah. It's weird now. Like, I almost feel like looking back, like if he had lost like a couple years later, he would have been all about it.
Oh yeah, principle.
You know, it's a principle. It literally is a principle. And
1,000%.
That's so funny that you guys like had this beef. Explain y'all's beef.
Is it beef or is it BS? That's the question of the day.
Both.
So
what is it to you? Let's speak on what from your perspective. What is it?
It's very hypocritical to me. I don't even like spending the energy mentally or like verbally on it. It's just to be. And I have all the receipts and everything. How do I go about this short and sweet? He spent basically a week of his content being inspired by my Instagram stories, and I understand that he's a jokester and he's a rage baiter and he's like all that, but I basically noticed that entire week all of my story posts were being like. He was taking that and flipping it and putting it on his feed and making like a feed mocking me. And so I'm like, yo, I called him out directly, like you said, like, blocked you from my story. Good luck finding it inspo for your next stuff. But it's just the difference between making fun of someone directly versus just making a joke as a whole. Like, getting slimed out is one thing, but when I post on a month where my dog needs emergency surgery that I'm doing paid promo for like dirt fucking cheap.
Yeah.
For people. That's my damn job. Sorry you still work at your basketball spot. But that's my fucking job. And I posted like story promo with the little sirens. And not story promo. I posted that I was going to do some promotions for people for the week for like a discounted rate. And he posted that he's doing a $400 story promo. So I'm like, oh, okay, noted. And then I post a recap of like April. And then he takes the recap and like makes fun of how my man looks in the corner. And I'm like, dog, like.
I will give him credit. There's a lot of like, there's some posts that he's made where I'm like, okay, that's actually funny as fuck. But it's still, it's
hilarious.
Like, he's really funny. Like
as hell.
Some posts are extremely funny. Some posts are like, I don't get it necessarily or whatever it is. Or it's like, I see where you're trying to make the joke, but it's
the game.
Not landing.
It's the game of like the content stuff. Like when you know something works, you keep doing it.
Sure.
And that's why like I had mad respect for him for months and months. He was in my DMs like, let me give you this T-shirt. Never gave it to me. Let me do this. Never did it. Let's collab. Nothing happened. Like just
you talked about this too, where like other podcasts have actually reached out to have you on their show and then they cancel.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
I just people seem to be very inconsistent these days.
Do you think that a part of they don't want to address the controversy? Like, do you think certain people don't want to have you on their show because they think that you're actually like literally beefing with somebody and they don't want the negative publicity? Do you think that that's the case?
I think if certain people don't want me on their show, they shouldn't email me to come on their motherfucking show.
Exactly.
I got my own podcast where I be laying talking shit in my bed.
Well, it was so funny because, oh, that's right. You do have your own podcast. Let's shout it out real quick. Let's just shout it out.
The Go There Podcast, okay? Go There Podcast. GEAUX. There Podcast.
Which is a very Louisiana way to spell go.
And the reason why I named it that is because I'm either going to go there verbally, we finna talk some shit, or we're going to go some places. It never, like, I really respect what you guys have here. It's so amazing to see, like, a studio and how beautiful and professional.
That's one thing that you said whenever we reached out to you. It was so funny. Like, me and you were kind of talking back and forth. I was like, we'd love to have you on the show. And then 20 minutes later, we had you booked. And you're like, wow, this is so easy. I was like, yeah, what were you expecting?
I know I do my podcast by my damn self, one woman army. And I
salute you because that's very difficult.
It's like talking into the void. Like,
yeah.
It's like Theo Von. Like,
it really is.
Only him and like specific people can like talk into the void.
You have to have a lot to talk about too. Yeah. That's one thing where it's like we can talk, but it's so much better when we've got like someone to bounce stuff off of. Yeah. Like I don't even know if I could do a solo pod. I had actually tried to do one in the early days of starting this show, and I just found that it was very difficult.
I definitely found that like people, because of my accent, they like to listen to me talk. One thing. A lot of people were telling me I need a podcast. Because I'd hop on TikTok and I'd talk my shit for like 3 minutes. and then I'd hop back off. And they're like, whoa, we need like 15 minutes. Like, we need a deep dive into this scenario.
Sure.
I've had people ask to start a podcast with me, and I realized that I just needed to hurry up and do something, start it myself, even if it's me taking my camera, sitting in my bed in my room. And I know that if ever one day I get to the point like you guys are where I have a studio like this, we're going to look back on those early podcast episodes just like I look back on my early videos now.
Oh, sure.
And I'm going to see the growth. And that's all I really want to do is be open, honest, and transparent on my channels. And like I was like, why would I wait for anybody? Because then you have to wait for someone else's schedule to be open. Yeah. Like, who are y'all telling?
I actually did 50 episodes where I was the only host, but I had a guest for all of them, and it was audio only on a coffee table. So I feel you. Like whenever I first started this, it was kind of just like a shot in the dark. Like I had two $40 Amazon microphones, and we were just sitting at my coffee table, no cameras, nothing, and it was just me shooting the shit with like, you know, people that I had never met before, but like people that I wanted on the show. And it was crazy. Like I will always have a place in my heart for the people that took a chance on me during those times.
Right.
Like,
yeah, it's beautiful. And that's what people want to see. People don't want to see someone who came from nowhere. That's when you become a Nepo baby. That's when you become everything was handed to you. That's when you become just like every motherfucker that I be talking shit on here in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Because you do nothing and you get everything. And people love the realness. They love the rawness. And that's why if I talk a little too much shit on my story and it makes... I had one day where 550 people unfollowed me.
damn.
See ya.
Bye. Because if you can't hear me stand up for myself and defend myself, you never... So many people follow me that don't even know me.
Yeah. That's how, I mean, I followed you for a while. I had no idea who you were. I was just like, her content's funny as fuck.
Yeah.
And the moment I open my mouth and I talk some shit, they're like, I want nothing to do with that. I'm like, bye. Because if y'all saw my TikTok, y'all would have never followed me in the first place. Let's be honest.
So what was up with the... I think there was like a billiards place or something that you guys kind of like...
Rack.
Was it Perfect Rack?
I love them.
I love Perfect Rack.
So what happened with that? I thought you guys were like...
No. So that's why... So this is why, like, whenever I came in here, I was like... I felt bad because I had told you guys, I'm like, I don't want to talk shit. Because this month was really a month of me realizing the weight I hold and the influence I actually have on the city.
Amen.
So what happened at Perfect Rack was nothing to do with the staff, was nothing to do with the business. It was a paying customer.
Oh, so Perfect Rack was just the location.
Yes.
I
had
see.
I had somebody literally
Yeah.
harass me while I was doing a food review there. And I got it all on footage, and I posted about it, because if you're going to make me uncomfortable in person, I'm going to make you uncomfortable online.
Have you seen this? You've seen the
I think that's literally probably one of the first videos that I saw of you. And I'm always at the Flamingo. My best friend works it over the Flamingo. So, and there's so many people from Perfect Rack coming in complaining about touchy-feely people, or just like, there's been, I've heard some that's probably one of many crazy stories that Perfect Rack has. Like,
really?
It's a cool place.
So what had happened in your situation? They just harassed you while you were trying to make a video, essentially?
So, yeah, what happened at Perfect Rack was when the initial... Do y'all know about Wing It Gate?
Wing It Gate?
Is it like the Pizzagate ordeal-ish?
Similar about wings?
Yeah, it was an episode of a podcast that I named Wing It Gate. So the Perfect Rack stuff was inspired by... I posted a food review at like a local wing spot called Wing It. I was invited in. I didn't really like it, and it went viral. I was calling out the influencers who said it was really good, because I was like, if I was a hard-working person spending my money here based on y'all videos, I'd be upset. Like,
sure,
just
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
So Perfect Rack invited me in with open arms. Like, the owner messaged me, because so many restaurants were like, we don't want this girl in here now. Like, she's going to come in, and she's going to say our food tastes like ass. So Perfect Rack was like, we got a $150 gift card behind the bar for you. Come on in, honey. And I was like, fuck
Oh,
yes.
so it's low-key shout out Perfect Rack.
High-key shout out Perfect Rack.
Okay, word. And one thing I think is super interesting about that is the fact that so many people didn't want you to come in because you were afraid they're going to give you a review. How about you make better food? Like, hate to be like that, but like, if you have a food, this is one thing I can't stand, and this is also a reason why I absolutely love Rich Off Reviews, Chef Fatty. That's
Shout
our
out
boy.
Rich.
He's an OGSP family forever. But I love his reviews because he's honest.
Yep.
And if your food sucks,
Yep.
he's kicking that shit across the parking lot,
And
and
you
I
know what he
absolutely
did?
love that.
He's the only person, I'm going to get emotional whenever I talk about this. He's the only person that defended me in that
Really?
situation. He went to Wing It, and we went probably, because after that, an influx of reviews started. And that's when the conversation opened about, it's all politics. Yeah, you don't realize there's politics in food?
Really?
Like,
The interesting thing about food reviews and it kind of feels like it's uncharted territory because it's such a new thing that people are doing, but is if you want someone to come in and review your food, it's got to be an honest review. And I've seen a ton of people where they'll do a food review and it's clearly just like promo review. You know what I mean? Like every single thing is 10 out of 10 and it's so good. Yeah. I mean, I've done it myself where like we'll get a sponsor for the pod and like I'll do a review, but like literally they're sponsoring our business. I don't want to like break that, relationship up, but like in a way I'll still be honest. I'll still give the 7s and the 8s, I'm not like 10 out of 10 on freaking everything, Yeah. And that's how I prefer food reviews. Like even if you got to skew it a little bit so that you're not saying they're god awful, like
there's a way. Then that's what I learned this month. There's a way to deliver things where I could say something tastes like shit without saying something tastes like shit.
Sure, yeah.
Like I literally just did it on my Dick Mondale's review. I fucking ate a salad that made me want to throw up, and I was paid for that review. And so I'm like, holy shit, but my audience cannot think I like this salad. So I said, when I swallowed it down and wanted to come back up, boom.
Sure.
Easy.
Yeah.
Not mean, not harsh, not great delivery. But with Wing It, the issue was they didn't change the oil. Like and if you know an influencer is coming, and my thing is, a lot of these influencers will schedule their visits. I tell people to put a gift card behind the bar for me, or I'm coming when I'm coming, because I don't like people to prepare.
Mm-hmm. True. Yeah, you want to catch them on like a normal day. That makes good sense.
I try to be at least a little bit, like I try to make it fair when I can, because everyone knows influencers get the best plates, they get the most photogenic shots, they get the heavier portions. I try to do fair across the board. So I go in with the homie. It was the oil. Everything that was fried had a burnt taste to it. So I posted about it. Now, honestly, that was my test. Like, there was not, can't believe I'm releasing this. There was no one who had posted that Wing It was the best wings. So I was beefing with the air when I made that video. I just wanted to talk shit and see if, like, I called out influencers for not being honest and being, like, posed and if it would have a response. And every single influencer that had went to Wing It was on my fucking ass after
saying that it was actually good?
Yes. They even had influencers go out and promote that they got. So I said, here's the 2 issues. Oil wasn't changed. Water tasted like booty.
Simple.
Another influencer went in 3 days later and promoted that they had a new water filtration system and tagged me in it.
No way.
Yes. And so it started like this whole thing. And then that influencer owns a coffee business. And it's a whole, like, it is political.
Yeah.
So,
I think people think that if they're going to pay a food reviewer to come and do a review, it should be positive promo for the business. But technically, for your audience's sake, like for me, I trust your judgment because you will give a bad review.
And it wasn't even paid.
So if it wasn't paid, then that's fair game. Then no one can be pissed off about that.
They said, come in and try the food. I said, okay, I'll be there. They had hit me up 3 fucking times to go try to Wing It.
That's on them. That's completely on them.
3 separate times. And then you're not going to change the oil when y'all know I'm coming and I scheduled I'd be there? That's on y'all.
That is on them for sure. But there's a bunch of food reviewers that I've unfollowed because I know that it's all fake. Like for me, I'm a Jacksonville native. I'm born and raised here. I love learning like new restaurants and like figuring out what's good. And with Chef Fatty, shout out to him, like he'll post a video and I'm like, oh, I've been wanting to try that place. And I know with him, I'm getting an honest fucking review. And I'll know if I need to waste my time driving to OP to go in to try that food out. You know what I mean? And
it's true. And that's kind of like circles back to what I was saying and getting emotional. He defended me in the sense of he went in and he picked up his food. They didn't know it was him. He took it out to go, and he was not looking to give a negative review. He wanted to go behind me about a week later after everyone got paid or collabed, whether it was a paid promo or a free plate promo. All these influencers got reached out to after I gave a bad one.
Of course.
They're like muffling the noise, And so he went in, paid his hard-earned money, because that's one thing about him. He's going to pay out of pocket.
Oh, really?
He pays for probably 99% of his food. I've seen it.
God, he's such a real one.
I've seen it firsthand. He pays for his food everywhere. He's even paid for my food. Every time I've collaborated, he's paid for my food.
That's really awesome.
So that's like, he goes in and it was bad, so he kicked it. And then everyone was like, oh, and then that's kind of how like the alliance started, where everyone's like, I only trust Wubs and Rich.
Yeah.
Like if it ain't from them, I don't want to hear it. And so it started this whole narrative. Like I've had people come in my TikTok live, like on burner accounts, and say stuff, and then my viewers will be like, oh, that's Wing It. Like what? Like it's a running joke. I did a podcast episode where I called it Wing It Gate. And then I literally pulled the receipts out and showed every influencer that went make a video the week after I went. Like,
also on the flip side is everyone's taste buds are different anyway. So let's say Wing It is having a really good day.
Yes.
Let's say that everything's perfect, the oil's changed, the water's good.
Yum.
I might just not like your style of wings, or maybe your sauce sucks. And as a food reviewer, it's my job to give you an honest food review. People are following me because they trust my taste buds.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Yes.
And it's so ass backwards and political when people will go into, I mean, there's a ton of places where like they've notoriously gotten shitted on by food reviewers. Like you've seen it, you know what I mean? Where like certain places, I mean, they can't catch a fucking break with these food reviewers. I'd almost start banning food reviewers if I'm like some of these places. But it's like one of those things where you can't be upset when someone comes in and doesn't like your food. It's an opinion thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's nothing against, because to be 100% honest, like in Wing It's defense, it's not their fault. I'm sure there's a ton of people that love the old oil and the shitty water. Like, I'm sure, no, I'm serious. Like, there are probably people there that swear by Wing It and they've had great experiences, and it doesn't take away from them.
They're a long-standing restaurant, too. Like, they've been here for many, and that's where it becomes, like, and that's what I've been realizing lately is even if I got a bad plate, the business is still potentially reputable, you know, and it's like.
Sure.
So when this all conversation is inspired by the perfect rack, by the way. And we kind of got a little sidetracked. But so when I got ostracized from Wing It and the marketing team that was helping them at the time, Perfect Rack was like, yo, come try our wings. Like, we know we got good stuff.
Yeah.
We have a gift card behind the bar for you. Come in whenever you want. And that's when I was like, I have mad respect for that. So I did. I'm like, y'all are giving me a gift card, the freedom to come when I want. And I went and I did my first review. It was amazing. It went viral. They told me.
How was the food, though, honestly?
So good. This Perfect Rack was the most commented. That's something I said in my video. That was the most commented spot because I became like the wing woman of Jacksonville. Everybody's telling me to go to this wing spot and that wing spot. And
sure.
Whatever. There was over 50 comments of people telling me to go to Perfect Rack.
Damn, okay. So this was a fan favorite for sure.
If you know type of deal.
Yeah, like if you live around there, the people who eat there ride for that spot. So between the consumers being so passionate and the owners being so, like, confident, it's a no-brainer. So I went in, posted my first review. It went viral. It did good numbers. I went to do my second review because I had a $150 gift card. I'm probably going to spend like $50 a time. I'm only one person. I go to do my second review. And they told me that the numbers in their slowest season after my review were the same as their football season numbers.
Wow.
That's what's up.
That's awesome. Power of social media, right?
The impact it had on the business was amazing. So when I went back my third time, I was confident as hell.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, y'all, I'm here. Like,
you're like the celebrity in this fucking business, keeping them alive, literally.
Well, I walk in and immediately offer it. Boom, a girl at the bar. She's like, Wubs, I follow you. Like, I get recognized everywhere I go now. And for my anxiety, that's not the best. But it's awesome at the same time.
Sure.
I'll be paranoid now. But she's like, Wubs. And so I'm like chopping it up with this girl. And I noticed this guy sitting behind her like.
Kind of being an ass.
You know, sizing me up. You're a man, I'm a woman. Why would you size me up? Whatever. She's like, I follow her, whatever. You're so awesome. Thank you. Love you. She gave me some of her food. I ate some of her food. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm actually doing a review right now. I go sit down. Her little friend calls me over. This motherfucker calls me over to tell me he don't like the way I dealt with another business owner that I ain't never even worked with before.
Really?
Yes.
Who was the business owner that he was referencing?
East Coast Oysters, which shout out East Coast Oysters. Because East Coast Oysters got that good. You ever had them?
No, I never had it.
Dude, he has like a mobile oyster bar.
Okay.
And he goes around. He's usually at Art Walk on Wednesdays.
Okay.
And he like shucks that, fixes that. I didn't even like oysters. I just discovered I like oysters like with the Food and Wine Festival. He did a ceviche one, and it didn't make me want to barf. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. My taste buds changed.
Okay, sweet. So shout out to the, what is it, East Coast Oysters?
Yeah, shout out East Coast Oysters. He's like, I don't like the way you handled him, whatever. I'm like, the way I handled him? I ain't worked with him yet. What you mean? So it was like 3:30 in the afternoon. Dude was a little...
You've been drinking.
Yeah. And so the bartender overheard the conversation. He's like, yeah, she's... He asked me, he's like, are you cool? Which we all know what that means.
Yeah.
This ain't going nowhere good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bartender overhears it. He's like, yeah, she's cool. She blew us up. He's like, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Are you cool? His friend who just recognized me standing off to the side, she's like, don't do this right now. Don't do this right now to him. And I'm curious as hell. At this point, I'm locked in.
She knows.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm cool, and what do you want?
Yeah, for real.
So he just goes on about how a business owner that I worked with, he doesn't like the way I handled them. Side note, never worked with this business owner a day in my life. I was like, what the hell? It was 3:30 p.m. Dude's at the bar with his laptop. He's locked in. He's like,
yeah.
Him and that liquor go together real bad. Like, so he's just like coming out the sideways. It one thing turns into another. It turns into me just being a bitch with a platform and an opinion. Which I'm like, bro, honestly, that's the whole reason why I have a job right now.
Yeah. No, literally, that's like your job, pretty much.
Because I post my stupid ass opinion on a platform. Yeah. Like,
apparently it's working.
Yeah, I'm like, you could be one too, bro. Like, and I really pissed him off when I said, I gotta get back to work. I really gotta go eat wings on camera. So when a grown man's like sizing me up and all this, that's like really emasculating. So I go eat my wings on camera. And the moment I pull my camera out and start recording, he just starts screaming. You saw the video. Yeah. He's like,
it's not even like
it's
screaming.
It's
it was
bad.
Like, it was just like, yeah, it's terrible.
Just him being an asshole, pretty much.
And he starts calling me he's like, calling me a artard, saying
shit.
like, I'm just entertaining TikTok, and just like mocking the fuck out of me, dude, like making me so uncomfortable. In the video, I'm so uncomfortable, I'm folding napkins.
And you're in there by yourself, like.
Well, thankfully not. I had two of my friends with me, but it's like two very unproblematic, chill, festy going guys. Like in the video, I'm literally telling them, I'm like, I'm uncomfortable. I have to drive back to Louisiana after this. I don't have the energy. They're like, oh no, like we just got our food, like, are you sure he's doing that because of you? I'm like, I'm positive.
Yeah.
But he had just pulled me to the side, so they had no idea the interaction I just had.
Sure, yeah.
Like, after he told me all that stuff and made me uncomfortable, I went outside and hit the Benjamin. I'm like...
So,
got to.
So how did Perfect Rack take it? Like, did they were on your side with it, obviously, because you're like blowing up their business.
Yeah, so actually the owner messaged me probably a day later, because I brought some of these yerbas to them, too. I just be like, they gave me some of these for my birthday, and I just been passing them out to anywhere I go. Yeah. Wherever. So the owner messages me like a day later. He's like, I've just been made aware of what happened to you. He's like, we're going to investigate further, and I'll let you know what's going on. And I appreciated that, because what his customers do inside of his business is not a reflection of his food or him as a person.
No, for sure, yeah.
I understand that you want your business to be a safe space for people. I'm sure every business owner does, but you can't control what Joe Schmo does on a 3:30 on a Wednesday.
Yep. Sure, yeah.
Like, so I posted this video, and I got, mind y'all, I had to drive back to Louisiana after this for Easter trip. So I was trying to get my little fix and knock out a 12-hour drive. Did not have the energy for this. I didn't even pack yet. True procrastinator style. I go home. I'm like, this dude made me so uncomfortable in person. I'm going to make him uncomfortable online. Why not? People love drama. So I post the video of what happened. I post some clips. And as I'm driving through the night, I'm getting messages. People still see him out at the bar that night. He got in an argument with someone at like 1 a.m. He was in the alley with a different person at whatever a.m. The girl he was with at the bar wasn't even his girlfriend. And then she found, I don't know, it was a bunch of drama. But the problem that I had was my audience decided to take what happened to me from another customer and blame the business directly for it. So I get a message from the owner, taking immediate action. He's like, we're going to figure this out. They reviewed the footage. They spoke to the bartender on duty that day. They saw exactly what happened. He approached my table 3 more times after that. He kept coming up to us to the point where we left.
Damn.
It was like, it was actual harassment. Like, what I captured on camera was probably 20% of what we actually experienced. So the owner messaged me within like 2 days saying he was permanently banned from the place. He hadn't been told yet, but he was banned. And then the third message I get from the owner is a 1-star review of his restaurant. Someone referencing the TikTok video.
See, now that's when it gets a little dicey.
That's when I realized that the influence I have, it's not, people don't just care about my opinions on stuff. They care about the way I'm treated.
Yeah,
also.
True.
Yep.
So it becomes very heavy, and it becomes a weird tossed, like, it's a weird
It's a gift and a curse, because if you can build a business up and, you know, really bring a ton of business to a company or whoever it is, but in the same sense, you can also tear a business down. And you got to be aware of your power whenever you're doing that, you know?
And it was a learning experience for me too, because that experience, I mean, I told y'all from the jump, that has nothing to do with the business owner, how he runs his business, the quality of his food. He handled that, and like there is no notes I could have gave him on how to handle that. It was brought to his attention by someone else, not even by me, potentially by the video, I don't know. It was brought to his attention. He addressed it immediately. He handled it. It was never swept under the rug. I mean, there's been places where I've been treated terribly by restaurants, you know. And so everything he has done has been like respected heavily by me.
Yeah. And
so I felt like a fucking asshole when I get a 1-star review screenshot of someone saying, y'all didn't protect my favorite TikToker. Like,
yeah, no, yeah. So let's go ahead and give Perfect Rack their flowers now.
Yes.
Shout out to Perfect Rack.
Great
out to
wings,
Perfect Rack.
Okay?
Okay. And if you guys haven't been there, give it a shot. One bad customer is not a reflection of an entire business. So.
And he won't be there again.
Okay, well, perfect. Okay, so now if you go to Perfect Rack, you'll have no problems, especially if you're a food reviewer.
Yeah, he's permanently banned, and that's what I mean.
So shout out to Perfect Rack. That's awesome.
Shout out to Perfect Rack. Their wings are good. They do 75-cent wings on Wednesdays.
Damn, that's a deal in itself,
dude. And they do like fried wings. If y'all go get the ones that are like twice fried, and actually get the twice fried and the grilled, because I swear they got a real life grill back there. There's like.
It's good.
It's with lines. It's charred. It's very, 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 very good.
That's awesome.
And most of the recipes are like his mom's.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And so me and him connected a lot with that, because I have a late dad. He has a late mom. We do everything we can to honor our parents. And so when people were directly attacking his business over the way Arando acted, I was like, bruh.
Yeah, like they're attacking mom on that. Hey everyone, we interrupt this episode to talk about one of our favorite sponsors, All of My Pickle. If you're tired of boring pickles that taste like, well, nothing, it's time to upgrade your snack game. All of My Pickle makes the most delicious, gut-healthy, fermented pickles, krauts, and pickled veggies that you've ever had. They're crunchy, tangy, and packed with probiotics that actually taste amazing.
Whether you're throwing them on a sandwich, adding them to a salad, or snacking them straight from the pouch, these pickles hit different. Right now, All of My Pickle is offering listeners 10% off your first order with code OGSP at allofmypickle.com. Support a local business that makes food that actually loves your gut back.
That's 10% off on allofmypickle.com. Y'all go check them out. They're the best. We love you, All of My Pickle. Now back to the episode. While we're talking about good food in Jacksonville,
yes.
I want to get a couple of
yes.
top 3s, top 5. Yeah, like where are some of your favorite spots you've done a food review for?
So it's actually so funny, because the bag that I just brought some snacks for you guys in is in a Zen dumpling bag. My top 3 right now: Jack's Hot Chicken, Irie Diner in Orange Park, Caribbean, Jamaican fusion food. Amazing. My dad took me there all the time. I did an emotional story about them, and they needed some help supporting their business. So if y'all have a few extra dollars to spend anywhere this month and y'all trying to go get some crazy food, the oxtail over there, insane. The jerk chicken over there, insane. But do the chicken smothered in the brown gravy. Oh my God. That's my new fave.
Really?
So good. Yeah.
That sounds delicious.
That's my favorite video of yours, because as somebody who lost their favorite like childhood like restaurant, like that still to this day holds a, like, if I were to run into Mikey from Mikey's Pizza, I would literally like give him a hug and he would know who I was. And like somebody like yourself is what a business deserves if they're struggling, because it goes generations. And like you said, your dad put you on that, and you want to put your own kids onto it. And it sucks sometimes seeing businesses go under like that, but that's the beauty of social media and being able to kind of marketing and put something out there.
100%. So that's 1 and 2.
And then right now I'm in heavy on Zen Dumpling, dude. Y'all ever been to Zen Dumpling?
No. Shout out Zen Dumpling.
They say it's a dupe of something. Din Tai Fung or?
Okay. If you say so. What about
Don't
pizza?
quote me on
Do
that.
you do a lot of pizza reviews?
Ooh, pizza, Rodrigo's in Riverside. Go tomorrow. Go like after this. We'll go out.
Rodrigo's.
Oh my God. They do like personal size pizza. Everything they get is outsourced from like Italy. Everything.
Wow.
None of their ingredients. The only thing that comes from Jacksonville is their olive oil, because it's literally imported into the Jacksonville port. Everything else is like they have to go to Orlando, to Miami. Like when I tell y'all this pizza is so gas.
What's it called again? Rodrigo's?
It's like, it's where that old ramen spot used to be. It's across from the theater.
Okay.
It's on the same.
We're beach kids, so we don't really.
Riverside?
So, yeah, Riverside 5 Points. You know the strip where Hawkers and Hoptinger and all that's on?
Yeah.
It's on that same wall. There's like the Florida Theater.
So it's probably the old Biggies.
Biggies is still there. It's like, there's like a crosswalk that everyone walks across in the middle of that street. It's like right across.
I know you're
Yeah,
talking
you
about
know that area better than me, yeah.
But yeah, Rodrigo's is amazing.
Have you done a food review for Hard Press Burgers yet?
I have.
Okay. What'd you think about Hard Press?
They're good. And this is what pisses me off. I don't fucking like burgers that much. Yo, I'm like the most pickiest little shit ever. And goes back to the Perfect Rack. When the dude was harassing me at Perfect Rack, he's like, your taste buds suck. And I'm like, I smoke hella weed. I know my taste buds suck. Like, a smoker's taste buds are completely different than someone who doesn't smoke. That's why the food review thing is so funny to me.
Yeah.
Because I could potentially blow up off of something so subjective.
Well, where's the best place to go and get munchy food then?
Munchy?
Like, let's say you get super high and you're just like, what's the first craving that kind of hits you?
It's in my pantry. I've been a nasty little bitch. I love Taki pickles with Takis. His face.
Interesting.
He can't hide it. He's like, my gut can't take this. I have too many allergies. Yeah, when I'm really freaking stoned at night, if I'm trying to be healthy, I'll do Ty's guilt-free pies.
Oh my gosh, we love Ty's. He's at the AB Farmers Market.
When I want to feel skinny and good, Ty.
He's the man.
But what I do like 80% of the time, Taki pickles. Cut a pickle up, throw some Takis in it, put some tahini and some Valentina. Mix that shit all up and eat it with chopsticks so your fingers don't get all dirty. Pro tip.
That is definitely a munchy food for sure.
And I've also been like heavy on cucumber salads. So I gifted them today some somersaults. It's a local business owner.
Yeah, shout out Somersaults. I actually won one of her giveaways a couple days ago. So
wait, really?
Yeah, she did a
awesome
latte giveaway. Her and Brewed Awakening did a collab.
Cool.
And we won a week of free like iced lattes. Like big finesse. She threw in some salt in there too. Yeah, Somersaults is cool because like her salt flavors, she's so versatile.
Yeah.
Like
she is. She has a flavor for everything.
She really does.
Like,
I think I got the dill pickle salt this time, which I'm dying to try.
That's my fave.
Is it good?
Yeah.
See, I've not tried it yet. I'm definitely itching to try that.
So
I can't believe you didn't love hard pressed burgers though. That's like my core.
I feel bad because I did like them. I'm just not big on burgers. Like there's something like it was good, and I like that it's smash.
Yeah,
so it's like honestly, I'd probably give hard pressed like a solid 8, but I don't do burgers that much. Like if you asking me to do a burger tour, I'd say absolutely not.
Got you.
Like. So hard press was good.
Do you ever do dessert spots?
Yes.
What's a go-to dessert spot for you?
I've had so many like dessert spots come up in the last. So my favorite dessert spot of all is Malachi's Ice Cream. It's in Riverside again.
Okay.
So funny. Malachi's. Well, another really good one is by you guys. CNC, Jack's Beach.
Oh, CNC is fire.
Oh, the cookies and cream.
Yeah,
place?
cookies and cream is fire, bro.
That place is good.
It's good, and I like that they're like so. It feels like mom and poppy. You know what I mean? Like it's like a very local spot. I fuck with cookies and cream for sure. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, super fire. Who else is good? I've been doing a lot of sweets lately. Like there's literally this month I was like, I'm done with sweets for foods for like a few weeks.
I've noticed you don't like sometimes you'll do reviews for spots that aren't food too. Like you'll do
Hell yeah.
like a whole bunch of different kinds of reviews.
Hell
Like
yeah.
what are some of your favorite ones to do outside of the food world?
So like my first review or whatever, this is when I realized like documenting was the way of life for me online at least. I stopped by a farmer's a little freaking this is food. Lord. I stopped by a little produce stand like in Middleburg that my dad and I used to stop by. It has an honor system, so you could pull up, grab as many vegetables as you want, and leave money behind. And they trust that you're actually paying for your stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
That don't exist these days.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
like old school. So I posted about that, immediately got like 100,000 views. It blew up and everything. So that's why I don't just do food reviews, because when I just go shopping places, that'll blow up too.
True, yeah.
Like just going out and like recently I've had people reach out to do like everything I got right now is a collab. My hair was a collaboration. My nails were a collaboration.
Yeah.
The lady who waxes me, we collab.
I thought that was fucking hilarious, by the way.
What, the waxing?
She got a Brazilian. I wanted to ask that. What is the male equivalent of getting like a Brazilian? Like
Same.
nothing.
No, they do.
And tell me, that's got to be the most painful thing ever, right? It's got to be.
I did one yesterday, and it was my 4th one, and something about me, like hormonally, was different this month, and it hurt worse than my first. Like, I was tapping out, and it's on camera too. So
You were collabing with a Pilates place too. You did like a freaking, didn't you do a Pilates collab or something?
And all that stuff is people who reach out to me, right? So I got a email saying, hey, like, we want to give you a free class, and I'm like, a bitch like me don't do Pilates. Let's be real. Like, let's be real. So I'm like, I'll do like a membership. Like, give me a month so I could actually document my experience as someone who, 1, is a foodie and needs to work out, couch potato. And 2, Pilates is giving clean girl. Pilates is giving very clean girl. And that is just very not much me. I don't
You're
post,
from Louisiana, not South Beach, Miami. I get it.
like, I don't post like the coffee, what I eat in a day. Like, I probably should. Honestly, that'd be great. But I'm just mean like the what people imagine when they think of an influencer, that is just so not me. Like, the traditional clean girl stuff. So Pilates, I'm like, I ain't never did a yoga class. Pilates sounds like rich white girl, like some shit I ain't never had the luxury of experiencing as someone who comes from a place that has 4 stop signs.
Yeah, for sure.
What is a Pilates?
Yeah.
I still don't know what it is. I'm dying. I think that'd be a funny episode for us to do like Pilates.
We should
That
go.
would be hilarious. I actually did a class. I think it was like a similar to Pilates. It was like a body weight, like boot camp type of thing.
Wow.
But it was actually with one of the first Cool Culture events, and I was whooped. Like, that shit is no joke.
No.
And you kind of think like, you're like, oh yeah, a bunch of like, you know, rich white girls are out here doing this shit. I was like, this is gonna be a walk in the park,
Nope.
bruh. So difficult. So difficult.
Shaking?
So, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, like, halfway through the class, I was like, all right, I'm gonna take a break. Like, where's my water? You know? But yeah, I mean, I'm not a big, Pilates definitely ain't for me. That's for sure.
I'll go and readjust my camera just to like pause for a second.
Like, take a break.
I'm like, yeah, I need a new angle. Reality, I'm like,
Is
on
there
the
any
thing.
businesses in Jax that you haven't collabed with yet that you would love to, like, you know, maybe even like do a review
Zen
with them or
dumpling.
whatever?
Zen dumpling.
Have they not? You guys haven't?
Zen dumpling.
Put it right
I'm
there.
talking to you.
So Zen Dumpling you guys haven't done a collab yet?
I don't know if they're like have something to
After
do with the
after now, they
marketing
will.
agency that maybe don't like me at the moment. But Zen dumpling, I'm begging you. I don't ask people to go review their stuff. But the first time I did, which was Jack's Beach Boil Company, this last week, I blew them out the water.
I saw that.
I sold them out. They don't even have a pot for me right now.
That's crazy.
that's dope.
That place looks so good. I'm not gonna lie. How was it?
Amazing. And if it's not good, it's because you don't know how to season your own food. Like, let's be real. They give you everything you need. The reason why they're sold out and can't like source ingredients like that is because their lobster is from Maine, their snow crab is from Canada.
Oh wow.
And their shrimp is from Mayport. So when I sold them out, it's gonna take them a little minute to
restock.
Yeah, and so, I mean, I had people emailing me as early as this morning, being like, "When are they restocking?"
That's crazy.
People take it out on me when stuff sells out.
Yeah. It's like your fault.
I'm like, bruh.
It is
it
kind
is.
of. Yeah,
It is our fault, but
it is your fault.
it's a good.
You said you brought snacks for us to review.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
What'd you get? Let's see what you
Okay.
got in the bag.
So it's in my Zen dumpling bag, ironically, because I've been killing the Zen of the dumplings. I brought you guys a gift.
Ooh.
We love gifts.
X marks the spot. This is from my friends over at the Pirates Bay Smoke Shop in Orange Park.
Okay.
I
Let's see
wanted
what we
to
got
give
here.
you guys something that.
Oh my God!
embodies
Talk
them.
about good branding.
Look at this.
That's crazy, and it even is the flavor.
OG.
The flavor is the
Shut
OG.
up.
Bro,
Yes.
that's crazy. Thank you so much for this.
Of course, that's like a local business, the Cooler Company, but
So this is yerba mate. Is that like
It's like a green tea.
Is it like a green
Yeah,
tea?
it's
Okay, should we
caffeine.
try real quick? Should we give it a rip?
you want to
let
share
it
one?
rip.
Give
I
it a
brought
grip.
cups if y'all want to open. Just
No,
one.
we're good. We're good.
Okay.
You want to open just one?
Let's share one. I'm on like.
Here.
Okay, here.
600
What? No, we'll
milligrams
share.
already
We're
today.
Gucci. We don't need a cup.
Oh, y'all drink after each other.
We're besties.
Aw.
On the lips, guys.
This isn't good. Yeah, this isn't gonna help with the gay allegations, but
And y'all tried this one. Well, you
Yes.
took a sip.
That one's good.
oh, that's not bad.
No, it's not bad at
Is
all.
it orange?
That's actually really good. Not really. It tastes like green tea, like what you were saying.
Yeah, it's the OG, so it's like their regular.
So it's just
tea.
like a regular.
That's really solid.
This would be the what I would want.
Put this over there while you're. That's solid. Here, I'll hold on to this.
Yeah,
I'm
so-
about to sip on this for the rest of the episode. This is incredible.
Yeah, get that Celsius.
Okay, so
up.
shout out Cooler Co. Is this
Shout out
a local
Cooler Co.
company as well?
Yeah, so they're based out of Neptune Beach. They have like another base like in Canada, but their U.S. like market is in.
Wow.
Neptune Beach.
And is there caffeine
it-
in this? Like,
or
how
does-
does this work?
Does it say Ponte Vedra? What it says on the back?
Yeah, this is Ponte Vedra. It says Ponte Vedra Beach.
I'm
That's
not from
awesome.
here. Don't get me.
Well, that's like my roots. Like, I'm right down the street from PV, so this is really cool. It's a local company. Shout out to Cooler Co. for one working with Wubs, but also shout out to Wubs for bringing us some. And it's the
Yeah.
OG flavor. Why are we not doing some kind of collab?
Right?
Jesus
Right?
Christ.
That'd be
Cooler
perfect.
Co.
Cooler
That's
Co.
sick. Cooler Co. Reach out to us because we're ready to promote this product like it's ours. Okay.
There we go. There's my question
That
for y'all.
is sick. I
What
love
brand
it.
do y'all want to work with? Now it's Cooler Co.
I'm not gonna lie, Cooler Co. Like with you doing this, I mean, this definitely catches my eye. Who is a brand that we would love to work with? That's like such an interesting question.
It's
We
a
always
hard-
just work with like the brands that want to work with us. I don't think we've done a ton
Same.
of. We've done some like food reviews with Hard Pressed Burgers. They're actually like
Yes.
family with me. I grew up always at the beaches, and they opened their first food truck out there at Ink Factory Brewing, and so I still go there on the reg. I was just there on Sunday, like.
Yum.
Obsessed with their burgers.
Yum, yum,
That's
yum.
like my spot. And shout out to Hard Press because they're also opening up a storefront in, I think it's Murray Hill or something, or it's
Yes.
like in Riverside or something. They're opening a whole ass
Yes.
restaurant. So
Yes.
definitely love working with them. Who's a brand? Who's someone?
I don't know. We have such a we don't have a niche, and that's the
Yeah.
thing about us is we can take any type
Me
of
either.
sponsorships and stuff. But like, I feel like we've got an idea for doing content in the future that I don't really know if we could really talk about it, so we can cut it.
Okay, so there's a
but-
couple companies
Cut
I would
this
love
out.
to collab with just because I love their branding. I would love to one day work with GoPro, even though I don't know what the fuck it would
That's
do
a
for like
long
the
shot.
pod.
That's pretty sick, though.
But like GoPro, I love their content. Like I'm obsessed with like the videos that they post are just like it consumes me on socials. And so I remember I got a GoPro when it was like the Hero 1 or the Hero 2 or something, and I was like obsessed with their branding after that. I used to be a big Red Bull guy. We talked about it a little bit in the intro. Like I used to drink Red Bull like it was going out of
Yes.
style. And now I'm like a little bit like I'll
Same.
Celsius and a couple others, but I'll tell you one company that I did really enjoy working with, and we've already partnered with them, and they have been an incredible sponsor for this podcast, is Pop Shady.
Oh yeah.
So very odd. It's like a sunglasses company. We actually gave you a couple
That's
when you
who-
came in.
Yes.
Big fan of Pop Shady. They really have taken good care of us ever since we started this partnership, and we usually give a pair of like their shades to every guest that comes on the show. Never had a bad review. So
Yeah.
typically, whenever we have a sponsor, I like hearing the guest's opinion too, because we had a water company that sponsored us for a little bit. Shout out Nordic Blue, and they sent us a whole case, and everyone
Nice.
that tried it was like obsessed, and so that was nice.
That's what happened with these guys. They gave me a case of each flavor for my birthday, and I've just been like,
I saw you gave some to like some police the other day. Like you just like stopped. Like there was a couple police officers just chilling on the side of the
Earlier
road.
this
and-
morning, I think, right? You
Yeah.
posted that.
Was that this morning?
That was
That's funny.
that was the day I was working with Chris. Shout out 2 times.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I was walking back to my car and I was like scared because I was by myself. So I used my meta glasses as like my safety net. If something happens, at least I got footage. I don't know.
No facts.
So I was recording.
It's funny that you went from getting banned from Meta to now like Meta glasses.
Yeah.
we need Meta to make the full circle and sponsor you. We need
I
like.
know, right? I promise I would not talk about the black market ever again. But
So yeah, let's see. What food are we reviewing today?
so these are from. So all these snacks came from Pirates Bay Smoke Shop in Orange Park. They sell like a bunch of local stuff and a bunch of like.
That's a new
Foreign
smoke shop.
snacks.
Wow. So
Yeah.
these are just they look like regular Doritos, but they're in
Japanese.
Chinese, something like that.
I like Cheetos.
This is awesome.
But they.
Have you tried these? Are we all trying these for the first time together?
I've never tried them, so. We're all
Okay,
gonna
let's
be
give
in
this
it.
a rip. Let's start with the Doritos first.
I can have
Hold
them.
them up to the camera here. So this is the first one that we're doing. Okay, I guess we'll do both. This is the first one. We got Doritos, the Asian kind.
These
All right, let's
kind.
give these a rip. Here you go. Same time, one bite. Everyone knows the rules.
And they're orange. Try it.
And they're orange on brand. You're so good.
I like that smell. I mean,
That smell. What that smell? Let me get another one.
Okay, so it's just a regular nacho cheese. Is it not?
It tastes like the cheese on a cheese puff.
Or the Cheez-Its too, yeah.
It does have a different like flavor to it.
This is different than a normal one.
It
It's
says
like a-
nacho cheese flavor, but I will say that this does. It definitely doesn't have as much flavor as...
I guarantee it's probably lower calories than
which is kind of nice, too, because...
You know what it feels like?
160 calories for... well,
It feels
I don't even
like-
know if that's like more or less than a normal bag of Doritos, but these aren't bad. It just tastes like this is something that you could almost like replace a tortilla chip with these. Yep. It just has like a little hint of cheese as opposed to it being like a big, heavy hitter. What?
You know what it feels like?
What does it feel like?
Feels like it's like whispering.
Yeah.
Yes,
it's
literally.
It's a hint of cheese.
It's like a whisper. It's like
Okay, so these, I obviously, I love nacho cheese Doritos. I'm gonna give these 7.5. What do you think?
I'll give them a 7.
7.
y'all are too nice. That's getting a 5.5. 5.
Really?
Yeah, it's not. I wouldn't buy.
Do you
those.
like regular nacho cheese Doritos though?
Well, no, I don't like the price on that. That's just like $6 for some.
No
like,
way.
Whisper.
Okay, never mind. If it's $6, then
Because
I'm
they're foreign. Like, look the price tag on that one.
What is the price tag on this?
Right.
Oh my god.
It's
Okay.
imported. So
Okay, let's try that one too.
I'm gonna go down.
So
to
hold
my,
that one up to the camera. Nacho cheese or Cheetos, the Asian kind.
We got
So-
Americanized taste buds.
We do
we
have
do.
Americanized taste buds. So if this is $6, I'm gonna bump mine down to a 6.5. Just saying.
I don't want to rip it. And
Make it explode.
I'm gonna get another one of these though.
Yeah, they're not bad. I mean,
No.
they're just like you just need if you really want the cheese flavor.
puff balls.
What flavors are on the back? Purple.
Yep,
We can't read them.
Oh, I can already tell
Yeah.
that these are gonna be a hint as well. Here,
Oh, what the hell?
They definitely-
Look at the color.
they definitely look different. Here.
No way.
They look like the white cheddar ones.
This is not a normal Cheeto, guys.
Oh, that's not normal. Try it. Try it. That's definitely not normal, like nacho cheese or whatever these are. That's like white cheese. That's white cheese, right?
Yeah.
Glad I didn't get the
What is
onion.
it? It's not bad though. Like there's a good amount of flavor on it.
Oh, hell no.
You don't like it? Mm-mm. I don't think it's that bad. I think that it's just a different flavor of cheese, and it doesn't
Yeah, what
hit
kind
the
of cows
same.
do they have over in like China?
Yeah, for real.
That's actually so funny. Thank y'all for trying snacks with me. I didn't
Oh
know.
my god, thank you for bringing these. These are
Wow.
awesome.
I didn't know if y'all.
Okay,
like,
so hold on. What are we gonna rate the Cheetos? Where are you at? I know it's gonna be really low.
Yeah, I'll give it a 4. I would eat it if I was really hungry
Okay.
and it was
I'll
around.
give it a 5.
I mean, I think these are like a 8 or 9. Like they're not bad. Like they're just a different flavor of cheese, and I like how
See,
there's a ton of cheese on it.
My thing is I want to stick my hand in that bag. A normal bag of Cheetos, I want to dump it in my face.
Facts.
And
I see.
so
Valid.
that's why I give it a 5.
Valid.
Okay, that is valid. That's a really good explanation.
And this is a perfect example of why no one should trust any food review online, and they should always go find out for themselves.
Well, here's the thing: is all three of us just tried the same bag,
Yep.
and you rated it a what? A 3? What'd you say it was?
4 and 5.5.
So you gave this a 4.
Very mid.
You gave it a 5, and I gave it an 8. And so that just goes to show right there that like a food review is not a full-on like representation of a business. Like it's literally an opinion thing. You know, like what we were talking about earlier, where it's like some places get a bad food review. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't go try it for yourself. People just
Facts.
have different taste buds.
Exactly.
And so that's good. I'm really glad that you brought these. Thank you for bringing these,
Of
by the way. This
course.
is
Thanks for
awesome.
trying.
Hold these aside because we're about to finish these bags whenever we get to
Cheers.
recording.
Cheers.
Yeah, seriously. That is awesome. Thank you so much, Wubs, for bringing
Of
that.
course.
One thing that I want to ask you before we get out of here is what were some of the biggest struggles whenever you first started taking this like food review content and everything like full time? What were some of the issues you ran into early days?
So, I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this. Obviously, being perceived and ingested by like a larger audience than usual was like a big transitional phase for me. It was really uncomfortable because I didn't really start introducing the food reviews until over the summer.
Okay.
So that's really recent as well. Everything that I'm known for now was an experiment I've done within the last 6 months. I realized that Jacksonville did, all these influencers are running around calling everything a hidden gem. Hidden gem this, hidden gem that, gem. I looked at the market. There was no hashtag. There was not a single video hashtagged with 904 finds, like something that people find. That's literally what the person is going to Google when they go to look.
Yeah.
And no one was marketing 904 reviews. I'm like, how does Jacksonville have 150 plus food reviewers And no one's posting about doing reviews in the 904.
Is there really 150 of them in Jacksonville?
Well over that.
Really?
Guaranteed.
Wow, we got to get our social media.
Yeah, we probably know like 5 of them.
Yeah, no, true. I mean, we've had a couple of them on this podcast, but
hundreds.
That's crazy.
If not thousands. But if you think about it, right, Jacksonville has like 1 million people in it.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's like 2 or 3.
We're one of the biggest
probably.
cities landmass of. We actually are the biggest city landmass in America.
Yeah.
Is it in the whole
Alaska's
continent?
got bigger cities, but
Wow, that's crazy. Damn, that's crazy.
You drive an hour in Jacksonville, you still in Jacksonville. That's unheard of anywhere else. So there's a lot, and I'll send y'all some if you ever just want to keep people on your radar.
That's awesome.
There's a bunch of content creators here. There's a bunch of food creators. The food industry has like taken off, and I love it because I love the differing opinions. Like I feel like in the last year, a lot of people have wanted to become content creators. So I spent the last 3-4 years, almost 6 actually, proving my consistency online as a content creator, being vulnerable, being open. I mean, if you look at my page, it goes from me moving here to having no friends, to me shuffling around and making friends, to me being open and like raw about taking care of my dad and not having a support system, being the sole unpaid only caregiver while taking care of my terminally ill father while working full time, the balancing of all that. I've documented for years. I've done my time proving my consistency.
What's one thing that you want younger Wubs, or you wish you could have told younger Wubs when you're first getting started with the shit?
I actually saw a video about this earlier. Enjoy the transitional part, right? Whenever I first moved here and whenever I first started about content creating, all I wanted was a free plate of food. I'm like, I just want to go to a restaurant and get my meal comp. That'd be awesome. Yeah. I want maybe one PR package. That'd be amazing. Like if I could do anything like that. But I would definitely tell myself to stay focused and stay positive, because it's really easy to get down on yourself and be your own biggest hater and get in the way of yourself. No one's going to come and pull you out of bed and say, get up and get moving. Like, there's no one coming to save you but yourself. There's no one that's going to care that deeply about you besides your parents, because that's their job.
Yeah, exactly.
And so if you do not become the biggest advocate for yourself, like learning how to basically like manage and almost use my anxiety as a tool was like probably the best thing, because when I moved here, I was so depressed. I was so anxious. I didn't know anybody, and I was so scared. I was terrified. My biggest fear was being alone, and I was all alone in a big city. There wasn't just one Walmart. There was like 30.
Well, I salute you. You've done a really good job of navigating that. And seriously, it's an honor to have you on the show today.
Thanks,
and keep doing your thing. Trials and tribulations are going to come up, and so far you've handled them all. You've handled them all in a very interesting way, but it seems to have been working for you. And shout out to you. You make very engaging content, and as just someone, and I'm sure Hayden can second this as well, but like we consume a lot of content.
Okay.
And it's very refreshing when you come across someone's page and they're just real like yourself,
Thank you.
Even if sometimes, you go a little bit over the top with the story post or whatever, and you let someone really have it. It's like there is a part of that is very entertaining, and it's real. It's human and it's real. And so like, you're going to, along the way, I mean, I can't even tell you how many, maybe not necessarily beefs, but like, interactions we've had that haven't always been the most positive through this show. And part of putting yourself out there and part of growing and like being in this social media game is like simply that. You're going to have a ton of people that don't like what you're doing. Maybe they're jealous. Maybe they got some beef. Maybe they don't want to hold a sign on the side of the corner, which is a super easy, simple thing to do. And it's not that big of a deal. And I don't know why anyone wouldn't do it, especially if you're a content creator. But besides the point, Wubs, thank you so much for coming on the show today. Let's go ahead and plug these people in. Where can they follow you? Where can they keep up to date?
So you can find me on Instagram, Wubs Grubs. On TikTok, Wubs in my face. Sadly, that is not my Instagram name. Y'all know why. It's WUBZINMAFACE. Choose your
so it's
username.
Wubs in my face.
Choose your username wisely, dude. I was not thinking about having to spell this out for people like 6 years later when I chose that.
Well, you're doing great. Hayden, you got anything else, brother?
I love everything that it's almost like when I watch your stories, I feel like it's the little green ring around a close friend's like story.
Yeah.
Truthfully, and it's like, okay, what am I about to open? It could be the most crazy shit. It could be the coolest like friendship thing. That's how I treat
like
your
that.
stories.
It does feel
and
like
stuff,
that.
So.
And I will say also huge shout out to everything that you're doing for animals. I think that's a very beautiful very beautiful thing to do. Like I'm obviously, like I spoke on a little bit in the beginning, I'm a huge animal lover. I've always been a big fan of like rescuing dogs as, adopt, don't shop type of thing. And you promote that very well. And obviously huge fan of you for that. If that was the only thing that you were doing, then we'd still have you on this pod because I think that's sick.
Well, like y'all said, we're the biggest city landmass wise in the entire country. And we only got 10 to 13 animal officers. So the city shelter is the one that really needs the most support at the moment. They got a lot of amazing people in there, over 400 animals at a time.
Wow.
Very, very big. So if I can do anything with my platform, it's speaking up for the voiceless, because them poor dogs ain't got a voice.
Oh, 100%. Well, you did a good job. You picked the #1 podcast in the city to come on here and promote it. So good job.
I appreciate y'all. And this is my first time being a guest ever.
Oh, really? First time being a guest on a pod?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Anything, really,
Thanks.
probably.
All I do is talk in the bed, talk my smack on mine. I don't go nowhere, shy. I be staying in the house, eating my food, posting my reviews.
Well, Wubs, keep it up, okay? Because we're following with a close eye, and you're doing a great job, okay?
I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for having me.
OGs, this is episode 153 of the OG Sessions podcast. Thank you so much for everyone for tuning in. We will see y'all next week.
Yes,
we
sir.
are out.